Hello everybody and welcome back to day 12 of Everyday October. And this is the look that I have created today. Probably more of a pumpkin spice eye look than my actual pumpkin spice video, but I have recreated a look that I saw on Pinterest only using drugstore products and really affordable products. So this is the look that I was trying my best to recreate from Pinterest. Obviously a beautiful bright orange and yellow and brown smoky eye, and then like really dramatic lashes, and we did a whole thing. But if you want to see how I got to this finished look and all of the products that I used, then just keep on watching. So I will put a picture up on screen of the look that I am wanting to sort of recreate today. It is very matte, which is, if you've seen any of my videos, is very much out of my comfort zone. I am a magpie. I like to have lots of glitter. I like to have glitter in pretty much every single look. So having something that is a completely matte eye look just feels so foreign to me, but that is the whole point of these like Pinterest videos. It is pushing me out of my comfort zone. It is trying, you know, new colours and new techniques and new finishes and things like that. So I'm going to start with the eyes because I can see on that picture that she is obviously like cleaned up underneath and like really cut that line on the outer corner. So it's obviously like all smoked out and like done and then cut and cleaned up. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to start with the Complexion Stretch Concealer, and this is also an eyeshadow primer, and I just love this if I'm not sure on like the eyeshadow look and things like that. I do like to use this. It just makes eyeshadows really pop, makes the colour really pop. So I do like this one in particular rather than just any other concealer. And this is also the concealer that I'm going to be using under the eyes and like down the centre to brighten. So it's just one less product when your eyeshadow primer is also a concealer. And if you have seen any of my videos before as well, then you will know that I can't do my eyeshadow without brows on. So I'm going to quickly just go off camera and do my brows. I am using the Relove by Revolution Power Brow and the e.l.f. Wow Brow in Brunette. You know the saying, sisters not twins. That is what I'm going for today. Absolutely not my finest work, but they will absolutely do. They look pretty intense. They look pretty intense, but by the end they might have like settled down, and we're obviously going quite dark with the eyes. Anyway, for the eyeballs I'm going to start with the Beauty Bay Fiery Matte 9-pan palette. All of these are matte shades. I'm going to start with this one. I have also brought over the Beauty Bay Bright Matte because there's like yellow to orange in the eye, and this has a really beautiful yellow in it. I tested this last week. I will link that video up here if you want to see it. Such a beautiful palette for autumn, but I'm going to start with a big fluffy brush. I want to like really disperse the colour quite sort of wide, and I'm going to go into Sincere, which is this shade here. Tap off the excess, and I'm going to start on the outer corner above the crease. So this is like the transition tone, and I'm really going to blend this out really well. I'll go into Nothing Else, that lightest shade, further onto the inner corner. So then I'm going to go with a smaller fluffy brush into the shade Cinnamon Bun, and I'm going to tap a tiny bit of that and also a tiny bit of Brown Suede. Going to sort of mix those together because I want a neutrally brown, but that's a little bit darker than Cinnamon Bun and a little bit lighter than Brown Suede, and I'm going to start that in the crease on the outer corner, and I'm just working in light layers, getting a tiny little bit of product, buffing it on, blending it out, going back in with that first brush, blending out the edges, then deciding if I need more colour. So then I'm just taking that brown suede shade, that rhymes, just taking that on the outer corner and blending it into that crease, but I'm just keeping that quite tight on the outer corner. So I'm happy with the blend of those shades. I think that that's definitely like deep enough on the outer corner for the look that I'm going for. So there is a very like defined line where the yellow and the orange is like across the lid. So instead of going in with like my concealer to cut the crease, I'm going to go in with this shadow stick, which is also from Beauty Bay. This is the Disney Colour Shadow Stick in Dumbo Hat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to scribble this on the back of my hand and then take it on a brush from there. So I'm going in with a teeny tiny little like liner brush, and I'm really getting the colour in there, and I'm going to look straight into my mirror and try and replicate where that shape is. So it's almost like just above the crease. I'm scrapping that brush because that wasn't working for me, so I'm just drawing straight on. I don't need this necessarily to be blanked out. I just want it a little bit lighter for that yellow to stick onto. Yes, that definitely worked better just scribbling that across straight from the pencil. So I'm just going to soften that like edge in the middle just with that Sincere shade. And then, so that's the line that's actually on the lid blended out, and then obviously we've still got a sharp line like in the crease. So I'm going in with the Beauty Bay Bright Matte palette, and I have a tiny little flat packing brush. I'm going to go straight into that yellow shade called Hello Sunshine, and I'm going to pack that onto the brush and then look down into my mirror and start working that onto the inner corner. Obviously any fallout at this stage doesn't matter because we can clean it up. We just need to get a lot of pigment onto that shadow stick. And then that same tiny little brush going into the shade Heatwave, the orange, and just doing the same thing, loading it up and packing it on. Then I'm just going to dip back into that yellow to pat over that join there to make sure that those two are blended, that yellow and the orange. So I'm happy with those two colours from the Bright Matte palette. I'm going to just go back in with that brown suede shade out of the Fiery Mattes and really build up that colour on the outer corner again. I just feel like I've lost a bit of the depth out there. I will also apologise if you can hear somebody chopping wood so violently outside. Of course, they do it today whilst I'm filming. So, going in with some micellar water on a cotton pad, and I'm going to firstly wipe off that fallout that's gone onto my nose, and then just make sure I've got a really fine edge and create that line. So you see what I mean, where we needed that really intense darkness to contrast with my Casper the Ghost skin tone. So then onto the base. Obviously you can't see her base on that picture, so I'm just going to use all of my favourite products and just make up whatever I want to do, which is basically what I do in every single video anyway. So this is the Complexion Filter Finish. I have this in the shade 1. Then I'm going in with the Revolution IRL Filter Foundation. I have this in the shade F3. You would think I would remember the shade, considering I use it in pretty much every single video. But no, every time I have to look. And I'm using the Seamless Complexion brush, obviously. I'm just going in with a tiny little like flat eyeshadow brush. This is the brush that I usually use when I am like cutting the crease or like carving out my eyebrows, and I have done that. I have done that just with the foundation, and I'm going to go in with a little bit more of the foundation, just what's left on the back of my hand, and really sharpen up this outer line, and then I'm just tapping over it with that foundation brush to like blend out the other edge, but obviously that wants to be really sharp, so I'm just doing that with more of a precision brush. And I actually think I'm just going to use the foundation right up to my eyes rather than the concealer, because honestly the coverage of this foundation is so good. Like, you don't need a high coverage concealer afterwards. I just love the finish of this foundation by itself. So to start bronzing everything up, I'm going to go in with the Revolution Super Dewy Liquid Bronze in the shade Fair to Light. Just get a little bit of this on the back of my hand, I don't want too much. And start working this into an Expert face brush from Real Techniques. And I feel like where we've gone very matte on the eyes, I am going to go quite glowy on the skin. Okay, I hope that that is okay with you because I'm doing it anyway. I can't see what's on her skin, so I am making up what I want to do. Going in with the e.l.f. Putty blush in the shade Tahiti, which is a beautiful warm blushy tone. I love blush. And I'm blending both of those cream liquid base products in together just to make that look really seamless on the cheeks. Then I'm just going to set everything down the centre slightly with the Revolution Pro Hydra Matte setting powder. Just a very little bit down the centre so that it doesn't look sweaty down the middle, despite the fact I'm going to put 7 million layers of highlight on around the outside of my face. I'm going to add a bit more bronze and a bit more blush, but powder versions. So this is the MUA Bronzed Perfection Matte in Sunset Tan, and I'm just going to use a little bit of that on a big fluffy brush and just warm everything up a little bit more. And then powder blush, my favourite one for this time of year is the Milani Baked Blush in Berry Amore, and I'm going to use quite a bit of that, really like dig my brush into it, because this has a really beautiful soft like luminosity to it. So if I really work that in, can you see how that's like catching the light? I hope you can see that, and it's a beautiful shade. And then to like complement the warmth of the like slight reflect in the blush, I'm gonna go crazy with a highlight. This is the Revolution Highlight Reloaded in Just My Type, and I'm really gonna work this into my brush and then work it into the skin. I love this highlight. I just love this so much. And once I have like worked that in as much as I want to, I'm just going to go back over with the blush brush just to make sure it's all like quite seamless, so it's not like highlight, blush, bronzer, so it's all just there living in harmony on my face. Now she has got a highlight on the inner corner. I think I will use the same one, but I just want to do under the eyes first, so I'll just set that aside for a sec. I'll go back in with the Fiery Matte palette, and it looks like under the eyes she has quite a light warm tone, but it does look like it's a different tone to what she's got on the eyelid. So I'm going to go in with Pumpkin Spice from the Fiery Matte palette, and I'm going to smoke that quite far out under the eye, and it almost doesn't look as though it's like connected on the outer corner, so I'm just going to put it on there and then leave it. I'm going to just go in with a tiny little bit of Sunset just right on the tip of this brush, and I'm going to work that more into like the outer corner of the lower lash line, just to deepen that up a little bit, just so there's a little bit of something going on out there. I feel like this like colour palette is making my eyes look really blue, and I love that. I can't see if she's got like a liner on. I don't think she does. Obviously she has like the most intense lashes, like the lashes are huge, and I do have some fake lashes to wear today, but I think since I'm not very good with lashes, I think I would benefit from having just something on the lash line to like try and hide the band on a little bit. So I'm going to just smudge a little bit of the Complexion eye definer into brown, just smudge a tiny little bit of that along the lash line, just so that there's something there for that band to sit on. So that has also accidentally smudged onto the lower lash line. I'm not very good at makeup, in case you were wondering. So these are the lashes that I'm going to use today, and all I can tell you is that they say 141 on them. I don't even know which is the left and the right anymore. I can't even tell you what brand they are. I think they might be Eyelaw. I honestly cannot remember. So I'm going to put on a little bit of mascara, again, just to try and hide the lashes a little bit. Going in with the Maybelline Lash Sensational, I'm just going to put a little bit of this on the upper and the lower lashes, because that's what she's got. So that's the mascara on. I honestly feel like I haven't put that much mascara on the lower lash line ever. Like there's a lot. They are they're touching under my eyes, but I have glued up the lashes, and I'm just going to be brave and plop them on now. So be right back. Okay, yeah, not bad. Not bad. I think that would definitely look better if I had like a thicker like wing, like a thicker lash line, but not bad considering I'm still so new at this. I was also expecting these to be a lot more like, hers are like really PC. They're like lash and then gap and then lash and then gap. These are definitely fuller, but I don't mind that. Do the other side before I get ahead of myself. I think I have these on the wrong eye. Like that's longer here than it is out here. I think I have those on the wrong eye. Well, definitely do, don't I? And the problem is I have trimmed these down at some point because I have like a little bit left on the tray, but I don't have the other bit left from the other lash. Unless I only cut one down. Maybe I only cut one down. I feel like I'm definitely still like finding my swing with lashes, despite the amount of lashes that I have bought this month and tried this month. I am definitely still like finding my swing with them. So that will absolutely just have to do. Again, they feel really like, I was about to say nice, they don't feel nice, they feel okay. But I still feel like that looks really wonky. Is that going to be really annoying if I leave it like that? I think leaving it like that is my only option. I don't know what other options I have here. Just going to finish the lips. So I'm using the Rimmel Lasting Finish Exaggerate in 018 Rose Addiction. Obviously the only lip liner that I ever use. And then for lipstick, I'm using the Revolution Matte Lipstick in Chauffer. And then I think I just want an inner corner highlight, obviously. Maybe that'll make the lashes look less lopsided. So going in with a teeny tiny little flat brush and dipping into the highlight that we used on the face, the Just My Type one. Tapping that over the inner corner. I think possibly some nude eyeliner in the waterline, and I'll be done. Are these eyelashes distracting anybody else as much as they are distracting me? Honestly, I've just been fiddling with those for like 10 minutes, and please send over your fake lash recommendations. Like I need help. I need to stop looking at them. I need to just stop looking at them. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If there are any other Pinterest looks that you want to see me try my hand at with drugstore products, then please send them over to me on Instagram. It is just Milli Davison, the same as it is on here. It is also linked in the description box, so you can find me there. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye.